here's where things got interesting. The system was created in 1906 with fixed exchange rates, but after World War I, those rates went completely out of whack across Europe. So cut to 1919, Ponzi received a reply coupon from Spain, which had been purchased for about 1 cent in Spain. But it was redeemable for 6 cents worth of U.S. stamps. And that tiny arbitrage flicked a switch in Ponzi's brain. So he launches a company to buy reply coupons in bulk overseas, send them back here to America, and then redeem them for a tidy profit. Not a bad idea. But then comes the big leap. Ponzi scales up like bigly. He invites investors, promising an eye-popping 50% return in 45 days. Bostonians are flocking to him, and soon he's started a company called the Securities Exchange Company, which has a very sophisticated and legit ring to it. And he had offices stretching from Maine to New York. Now, it's worth pointing out that this business model was definitely cheeky, but it was not illegal. Investors were getting paid as promised. In fact, and this is very wild, a few government officials who went poking around to verify the legitimacy of Ponzi's operations actually ended up investing with him. For a while there, everything was coming up Ponzi. You know, he's got all this newfound wealth and a tasteful new mansion with enough room for his wife, Rose, and his mother, who he brought over from Italy. I mean, come on, this guy is what a gentleman. He's taking care of his own mother. But Ponzi's projected squeaky clean charitable image was not going to last. What's happening behind the scenes is actually getting pretty shady. And even the pros who are coming to investigate him are missing the signs. So I'm just curious, from your Wharton perspective, what are the red flags that you can actually, you talked about the triangle of
the dark triad.
The dark triad, excuse me. But those are things that might exist in someone that we can't immediately perceive. So what are red flags that we might jump out at us when somebody might be perpetrating a scam? Apart from the obvious, mustache twirling, et cetera.
Yeah. The best data on this actually are hedge fund managers being interviewed, where you see that the most self-centered ones, the ones who are most likely to take advantage of other people, are the ones who just spontaneously start grinning when talking about other people failing. And if you feel that kind of schadenfreude and you enjoy seeing other people flop, in your language, Ed, if seeing somebody else's snafu makes your day, that to me is a huge red flag.
Wow. Yeah, that feels like pretty much everyone we see on the news these days. There's just gloating is a real problem right now. Gloating, which is essentially sort of the bragging response, the bragging articulation of schadenfreude.
Yeah, and then there's a cousin of that in some ways, moral grandstanding. Kind of sort of self-promoting as just morally superior to other people, which tends to go hand in hand with narcissism. And I think we also see a lot of that today in scammers. If you believe that you operate on a higher moral plane than other people, then it's very easy to justify and rationalize what you're doing.